Hello! I'm Aiden, for those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do, hello. So who am I? I am an NYU TISS-trained actor and artist. I graduated last May from NYU, and since graduating and a bit before, I've been working mainly in immersive theatre for companies such as Punch Drunk, Secret Cinema, and Third Rail Projects in a crew and backstage capacity. And I've also had a few acting gigs along the way. I've been in a film about darts recently that was pretty cool, that should come out in December. So what is The Jester? The Jester is a story that I wrote myself. It's a work of fiction, but like many works of fiction, it's based a little bit on some stuff that actually did happen to me. It's the story of Adam, who is a 15-year-old who ends up about to take his own life. So the film opens on a rooftop and he's moments before jumping off, before committing suicide. And then it goes back in time to examine, how did he get to this point? And it all revolves around this one choice that he made, this one event that started him down this dark path to eventually wanting to kill himself. And it's a story that examines suicide, depression, abuse. There's some bad stuff that happens in this, but most fundamentally, the choices that we make and the choices that other people make that will basically tear someone's life apart. And the thing that I really wanted to examine in this film is that sense of, a lot of people have, well, I don't want to say a lot, but I think a decent amount of people will have one event that will radically change their lives, and when it's something especially bad like this, I'm trying to examine, if you are put in that kind of situation, that sense of, how did this happen? Like, how did it all unravel? Like, how did I get here? There's a kind of a confusion that comes with something of that scale and of that enormity and something that bad. And there's also a bit of an explanation of, if something horrific happens to you, a series of events that end up forcing you to that point. In this particular case, was it someone else's fault? Like, how much did the reactions of the people around him to the thing that he did get him to, where he is? Yeah, you're probably wondering, okay, you keep talking about this thing that he did, but what did he do? What did he do? Why is he that? Well, you'll have to watch the film to find that out, because, there's part of the tension is the fact that this person's at this point, and then you're like, oh, what happened? What did he do? But what I will say is that it very much ties into why the film is called The Jester. So that's why it's called The Jester. Yes, the most obvious reason is it ties into the plot, and it's about the event that happens to Adam. But there's another reason it's called The Jester, and that's that it very much ties into that archetype of, fools and jesters that is kind of like a precursor to actors and performing artists. And I wanted to play with that concept of, the performer and, the person who entertains you. And the reason why is because, the main goal of this project, apart from, making an awesome film, is I really want to support artists and value them for their work. Because, artists are the most undervalued, in my opinion, community of people in our society, and we really need to support them, and that's what I'm trying to do with this film. How are you going to support artists? I'm going to pay them. If you're an artist watching this, rejoice! I want to pay you. And the reason I want to pay artists is because, the arts is the most undervalued type of work that someone could go into. Artists are notoriously always asked to work for free, and even things like, there's sometimes like internships that they don't give a lot to the artist back. They don't give anything back sometimes, and people can do this for months and months and not get paid. And the fact of the matter is that, artists, designers, like costume people, like, they go through years of training to develop the skill set that they have, and it's just not fair to then ask people to work for free. I mean, you don't ask it of any other profession. So, what I'd like to do is, with this film, it's kind of a stepping stone of, this is such a tiny project, but I really want to give artists back, a respectful kind of a fee. And it's not about making people rich, because, look, I'm only going to be able to raise about a few $100s, like, per person, but it's about the fact that, artists, they have such an incredible skill set, and it's so difficult to attain it, and they deserve some respect for their time and for their art. So why should you give money? Well, a lot of projects out there are asking for your support, especially on Kickstarter, but very few projects are going to pay their artists. And that's not because the people making these projects are like bad people or something. It's very difficult to pay artists. You have to raise funds, you have to make it a priority, you have to really decide that, because at the end of the day, there's so much other stuff that you need to do. But on this particular project, I just think it's so important that people don't put in like tireless efforts all the time for nothing. I mean, people can't live on nothing. They can't be artists if they don't get paid. So, you know, that is really why I'm really making it my first priority with this project to pay artists, and I think that's why you should donate. And also because, you know, I think it's a great story. It's a story that is obviously very personal to me, and it's also something that I think will be good to share with people because, you know, these issues that I'm exploring in the film about suicide and depression and guilt and things that people have, you know, done, maybe you wish you could take back, or, you know, things that have happened to you that, you know, took you down like a darker road than you would have wanted to. I think there's a lot to explore and there's a lot to relate to, and I think it's a good story. Um, and, you know, also, you'll get to see this for free. So the end goal is this is going to go on YouTube, and so you'll be able to see it for free. And also, you know, if you donate $25 or over, you will be invited to a free screening in New York, probably around December or January, hopefully. And I really hope to see you there, so please, please do donate.
How much money do you need? $3,000 will go to paying artists, $500 for equipment and software, and $300 will go to a Kickstarter fee.
And speaking of perks, here's a bunch of other perks that you can also get if you donate.
For $5, you'll get a thank you in the credits. For $10, you'll get that plus an electronic copy of the script. For $25, you'll get that plus an invitation to a free movie screening. For $50, will be that plus your name in every future printed copy of the script. For $100, that plus a signed copy of the script mailed to you. For $250, that plus credit as a producer. For $500, that, but credit as an executive producer. And for $1,000, your name will present this film.
So thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard, then please do donate. It's a story that's, you know, very personal to me and I'd really like to tell. And also know if you do donate that you will be directly supporting artists and giving them the respect that they deserve for their time and their creativity. Thank you.